Hi, Bookies. So I have a question. I have a question for the Bookies, gays, and theys. Do y'all buy books before you even read them? I know this is crazy. TBR is probably insane. A lot of the books on my shelf, little backstory, partner's sister, they came and stayed with us, like her and her kid, for a little bit, like a couple days, just to see her brother. And while she was here, she asked me, she said, "Have you read all of the books that you have in your library?" And I was like, "No." And we kind of just like laughed it off, and I was like, she probably thinks that's ridiculous, but I don't. I don't know. I think of this as like a way of growing my library. If I see a pretty book, I want it. Hear a really good suggestion about a book, I'll definitely buy it before I've even read it, just to kind of in hopes that I can read it eventually one day. Especially with like a lot of authors too, you never know when they'll stop selling their books, so sometimes it's good to just like buy the book, and then of course like you can always sell it later if the stars don't align with you reading it. But I was just curious, does anybody have a very long TBR? I just kind of want to show you my June hopefuls for the month. I don't think I've ever done this before. Normally I just kind of like read whatever. Very chaotic mood reader. I occasionally end up reading like 1 to 3 books at the same time. Just because like I'll start reading a book and maybe it's not the vibe that I want to go for at the moment, then I'll start craving something else, and then the next book I jump into, maybe it's really great and I'm really vibing with it, and then when I get to halfway or 60% of the book, I'm like, I don't want this to end. So then I start reading another book. Very chaotic over here. But I say all that to say, that's why my TBR is so long. Because I truly never know what I'm going to be in the mood for. And in this whole process with me growing my bookshelf and growing more with having Black authors on my shelves, I grab a book if I see it and it looks pretty, or if I've heard great things about it, or if it's a book by an author that I truly love, 9 times out of 10, it might just pop up on my shelves. So I was just curious about that. Let's get into my July hopefuls. Okay. Cookies, I almost got off of work. This will be day 13, I want to say, of me posting. I think today I'll do July hopefuls. So these are books that I'm thinking that I probably want to read this month. So first off, so as we're standing over here, this is my Black author shelf. I think I want to read, because it's kind of like summery vibes, or not kind of, it is summery vibes. So I'm thinking partners like watching something. I think I want to read, I think one of the books I want to read is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. I think another book I would love to read this month is, you know what, I think I want to give This Night House by Johnny Compton a try again. I got this from Barnes & Noble and it's definitely like an abused copy, so I got it for a cheaper price, but I think I want to try this book again. I started it probably a year ago. I think I was just in the wrong headspace to try it. I was listening to my best friend, and this is like a thriller horror kind of book, and I just don't think that those were the vibes that I was going for. But I know I just mentioned summery vibes, but why don't we do like a little bit of submarine kind of too as well? So I think this would be a good book. I think to also kind of toss up the mix, I do want to read House of Hunger by Alexis Anderson. I have read her other book, An Academy for Liars. Thought it was amazing. I borrowed the audiobook during the month of June. I think I would love to catch up on it and read this book in July. Now I'm being really hopeful. I don't think I will get to all of these books. Currently I am listening to Capadonna. My library finally added Capadonna, Capri, and then I want to say one other one. But they add all of those books, so I can finally listen to it through audiobooks. I'm listening to that, and then after, I think I want to start one of these books. I want to say I'll maybe do one more book for a July hopeful. My schedule's very all over the place, and I'm about to switch to night shift. So I think one more book to kind of tie it off in a July hopeful would be stuck between 2 books. I'm definitely thinking about S.A. Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed. I don't know, I feel like this book is kind of going along with the theme of Summerween. So, a black sheriff, a serial killer, a small town ready to combust. That kind of has me sold. Okay, so I think maybe after I finish Capadonna, maybe I'll start All the Sinners Bleed. Maybe I'll go with something like light and cheery, and then I'll hop into this. And then let me get one more book for hopefuls. Okay, I think last on my hopeful list will be 7 Days in June by T.A. Williams. I actually picked this book up, I want to say it was back in 2025, I want to say. I went to LA Times Festival of Books. I brought my 2 siblings to it, which was really great, and I bought a bunch of books there and I got around to reading them. I think I want to start this. It does say 7 Days in June. I'm kind of sad I missed reading it in June, but I think July would be a nice substitute. So those are my hopefuls for the month of July. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you've read Capadonna. Let me know if you have any other Summerween kind of a recs, or let me know just if you have any other Black author recs in general. I mentioned this over on TikTok, but I am trying to do this thing this year where if I buy any white authors or any author other than Black, then I want to turn around and follow it buying some books by Black authors. So I actually just bought some books from a company I rep for, so now I need to follow it up and buy some books by Black authors. Let me know what your suggestions are. I think that's it for now. That bookies, this video is on the shorter side. Like I mentioned, I am getting off of work. Work was very long, very stressful. I'm gonna kind of wind down, sit with my partner, listen to Capadonna, and that's gonna be very exciting. I will see you for day 14, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much. Bye, bookies.